Good afternoon. Today our group will be presenting about mystery shopper experience at Dorset Grand Subang during our dinner buffet experience. First of all, let me introduce to my group member. I'm Agong, and this is Asaf, they're Jin, Ruby, Kim, and the person holding the camera is Rakib. So our presentation flow will be this. First, we'll be talking about our expectations, so what our group expect before coming to the buffet dinner, and the problem that we found and our proposed solution for it, followed by the overall experience that we feel, and at the end we will talk about the conclusion.
So there are some expectations before we go into Dorset Subang. The first is food service attitude, which means we expect that we get into the restaurant, we can get greeting from the staff, and the staff always asking our need during our dining. And clean environment means the floor and seated, everything is padded in the restaurant, and the good quality of food, which means the food is tasty, hygienic, and very well prepared package is that.
Our type of the food and beverage is, which is means we hope the food there have many types of another country's food like Thailand food, Japanese food, Chinese food, or something, and the beverage, and we hope there have some hot drinks, some soft drinks, and the wine or some alcohol drinks. And the Spanish restaurant is, which is mean we hope there have huge values, that comfortable, the customer can comfortable to have a dining, and then it's crowded. The timely service is, we hope the service is fast and the customer no need to waste time.
Okay, moving on to the first problem that we noticed is that the sofa is dirty. So when we come to the buffet dinner, we decided to sit in the sofa sitting area, and the first thing we noticed is that there is a stain in the sofa. And if you look closer, you can see that there is a bit of food crumbs in the gap of the seating, especially if you press on it. We also noticed there are some stain on the wall, like that stain maybe from the food. So our proposed solution for it is that to clean the sofa every shift. For example, they are done with their breakfast sessions. They should refresh the sofa so it's clean for the next customer to use. And if the walls are too heavily stained, too black, they should repaint the wall. And our group suggests to put tiles for the wall, as tiles is harder for stain to stick on it. Next, moving on to the second problem that we noticed, it's about the water refill position. So the water refill position is in Dorset Subang is like this. I found it not balanced because I have tried to refill with one hand, especially when it's almost empty. It's becoming not really balanced and it almost fall down. And below the water dispenser, you can see there's no cloth. When the water drip, it become a wet floor, and it's become one of the hazard for the guests. And our proposed solution for it is to have a stand for the water dispenser are shown in the picture, so it's become more balanced. It doesn't really go round. And to put a container or cloth below the water dispenser to collect the water that's been dripping. So followed by the next problem that we encounter is that there is limited choice of beverage because they only provide water, coffee, and tea, and we expect for them to have more choices of beverage such as juice and soft drink, because Grand Dorset is like a 5-star hotel, and we expect them to have more choices of beverages. And the next one is about the pasta station. So you can see here, the pasta station is located near the main buffet line. So when people want to order the pasta, the chef will make it, and they wait directly on the main buffet line, which interrupt the flow. So our suggestion is to put pasta station on in their own area or their own like private area, such as the lamp station, so the flow will be more controlled and there's no long queue and this no interruption of flow.
So moving on further with the problems in the restaurant, there was a slow refill time for some buffet station. As you can see, the Japanese food looks empty, as well as the other station. So normally people had to wait for quite some time as the station was not being refilled. even though they were being refilled, but it took quite some time. So our proposed solution is that close supervision should be necessary, because people are here. It's a fine dining restaurant. The food should be, and it's a buffet dinner, so the food should be ready for the guests, not the other way around. So what we could suggest that they could fill up the station as soon as the food finishes. The next problem that we had was one of our group members wanted to try the shrimp, but however, when he was trying to open it, it was very dirty and it looked quite unhygienic for him to consume. So our proposed solution is that the kitchen staff should be more careful about food preparation and hygiene. As this is a fine dining restaurant and people has a lot of expectation and preferences, so cleanliness and hygiene plays a very important role when being served to the guests. So our solution is that if they properly clean the shrimp and the other seafood, and it would be very essential for the guest and automatically meeting the customer's requirements and expectation. Another problem that we had was the ice cream and the ice scoop. As you can see, the ice cream was melting and it wasn't frozen properly. Moreover, the ice cream scoop that was being used, it was quite dirty as it's being used over time. The scoop was being placed on the water bucket and again being picked out and used for other flavors. Another problem was there, as you can see, that there are some other flavors mixed up with the present flavor. So our proposed solution is that to store the ice cream in a lower temperature, so that it stays as an ice cream. And furthermore, if there's individual scoop provided for each individual flavor, then this would at least cause the contamination to not take place for the ice creams. So moving on further with the problem, there was issue with the lamb. The lamb was very cold and dry. So when we tried to consume it, it was very hard for us to chew. So the proposed solution we had that cook the lamb in a general way to meet the expectation of customers, as different customers has different taste buds and preferences.
Okay, let's move on to overall of our experience. Actually, we felt satisfied when what service they given to us, but we still found some problem that what my colleague just mentioned, like as a lack of food and beverage choices. I think so they can put more kind of food and beverage. We also disappointed of a whole of equipment cleanliness. Next is environment. So if we compare with the other 5-star hotel like Hilton or Grand Millennium, actually we cannot feel like we are in a 5-star hotel's restaurant. And next is the cost. So actually the cost of value was not really enough. And for the staff, most of staff are really kind and we got a lot of service from them. But I think number of staff are not really high enough, so the restaurant side thing was quite slow. And then let's move on to conclusion.
So overall, for the conclusion, it was a very nice experience for us, and we are thankful that the Grand Dorset Subang has organized this wonderful event for us. However, the service could have been better if they hadn't had the flaws. So because it's a fine dining restaurant and people has high expectations regarding what they have. So if they avoid making these flaws in the future, then they would eventually meet the preference of the customers in the future. Thank you so much.